Hey everyone, looks like we're live. I'm gonna play a little bit of Metroid Zero Mission for you today. I'm TheBigK1. I've just started learning this game for the most part, so this is still a little bit of a new run for me. But the goal today is a sub 50 minutes. So no better time to get started than right now. Let's go. Hey, you Jackson. And this is any percent. We go on normal. Whoops. I need chat back. Alright. We go right on normal. Hello, Kitty Island Adventure. One of these days that is going to have to be on the list of games. So yeah, to anybody that's not familiar with Metroid Zero Mission, it's essentially a remake of the original Metroid on the NES. They made this one on the GBA, I believe, a year or so after Fusion. So it feels very much like Fusion to anybody that's played that one. It's pretty much a faithful remake, other than a little bit of additions that they've added. They've added a second half of the game. A green screen? Yeah, there should be a green screen, but feels like for the event we need more than that, so. Alright. Thanks, Liam, for the luck. Alright, so a lot of the intro of this game is, well, a lot of the game in general is mostly just clean movement. So, let's try to get a little early skip here. Nope. The early game especially is just clean movement, and we do a little bit of sequence breaking. We do a little bit of sequence breaking here and there, but I started learning this game primarily because it is a shorter Metroid game in comparison to a lot of the other ones. There's even learning. You can learn how to do it in sub 1 hour pretty quick. But anyways, the first thing we need to get is missiles and, whoops. Charge Beam. Charge Beam is the first thing we get right here, if we can defeat this. There is a quick kill to that. We didn't get it this time. The main thing right now is just to have missiles and health. So, missiles primarily. We need at least 4 missiles for a room coming up. You can hit GG in this game pretty quickly. The main reason for just being able to lose really quick, we have very low health for this run. Whoops. We're only going to collect 3 E-tanks throughout this whole game. And, well, enemies pretty much the whole time are going to take half of those away every time you get hit. But anyways, this is the first hard part of the game. We have to break these 3 egg sacs. They take 3 missiles each. So the trick here is mainly to kite these bug things away from them. And we need to first shoot it off screen. Whoops. Okay, we're gonna take an extra run at this, just in case. That didn't feel great. There we go. Play that a little safe right there. That run can both kill you, and if you run out of missiles, you're you're pretty much resetting the game at that point. Alright, but there's our first E-tank. This is going to carry us for a while. Until we get to Ridley, which is actually pretty quick in the run. Whoops. For a lot of this, movement is basically just trying to have your charge beam going at all times. And, well, wall jumps. Wall jumps are the name of this game for pretty much the whole thing. We need that cat on keyboard. Yeah, cat's been banished for this part. I noticed some other people running have their cats in the room. My cat has a history of ruining everything if I'm on the computer, so he will kill it if he's here. He's gone. I gave him his litter box. He's upstairs waiting to go. Anyway, once we get the Morph Ball Bomb, at this point we're pretty much still beelining it to Ridley. There's a couple detours before we go to Ridley's hideout. One, we need to get Power Grip, which is a new thing. The original Metroid, not quite up to par having the Power Grip. So basically, at this point, we're just going to get Power Grip, Ice Beam, and then we're off to Ridley. So this is our first. So far, we're still on the right intended path of the game, but once we get Power Grip, we're going off the regular path. But yeah, this game doesn't have a lot of downtime. You take every moment you can to breathe. Every little cutscene you take that. Okay, so at this part, we're still just, we're still playing vanilla of this game right now. But yeah, this game is mostly little time saves like that. You can use, like, the Morph Ball Bomb to blow up that hole at the end of the tunnel, but lots of little time saves here and there. Just optimizing movement. Blowing up any blocks you can with a missile. Alright, got the quick skip there. Alright. Here's our first unknown item. These are endgame items. We don't get to actually use these for a fun time until the end. But yeah, we collect every missile tank that's easy to get along the way. Whoops. Hardest part of the game, bomb jumping, of course. There we go. Alright, and there's the Power Grip. It is exactly what it sounds like. Power Grip lets you just, like that, grip. This part's just a fun, practice your wall jumps. Oh, he can grip. She can grip. Okay, but we are coming up to finally a sequence break. I'm pretty convinced that they made this game almost for speedrunners. There's a lot of very intentional, like, spots that you can sequence break. And, we're about to come up to it. It's the kind of skip that, like, they didn't put that there by accident. They knew people were going to be trying to play this game fast. So it's really cool that it's kind of a thing that Nintendo's been doing for, I mean, probably since Super Metroid, really. There will be a lot of spots where I'm going to be saving, just because this game's very punishing. If everything goes good, it doesn't look punishing at all. when something does go wrong, it's GG. Whoops. Okay. So once we get Ice Beam, we're actually going to refill now. There's another refill that's typically intended to get, but we're going to try to skip it. Oh, we didn't get him. Lots of little skips like that. We're just... Oh! Okay, so here's where we would normally fill up. Let's try to not. There we go. So that is, the intended thing to do is grab that, but all it does is show you where to go next. Whoops. Whoops, we need this. All it does is it makes a big cutscene. We don't want to see the cutscene. Oh, that's good luck right there. Yeah, the cutscene takes like 30 seconds. It's pretty brutal. But right there, that little guy floating around, it's one of the first big RNG moments of the game. He can go left or right. We want him to go right because that's a sequence break right there. A very difficult to find sequence break, obviously. So at this point, we are breaking the intended logic. Just one boss. This next room is actually kind of scary, so I'm gonna be careful. Whew. Gotta go through that again. That doesn't look scary, but if those guys hit you, you fall in the acid, and yeah, you're pretty much dead. This is, like I said, we're out of logic right now. Alright. These guys all hit hard. Typically, we're supposed to be here after fighting Kraid. Whoops. We don't need to save yet. Whoa! We need a bunch of missiles for this guy, but, whoops. We're out of missiles. Six. We're gonna need to farm a little bit after this. So yeah, the only way to take out that guy is hitting the roots. Not the hardest guy, but this is where the run gets tricky from now on. Just as I mentioned, we're at Ridley, which is actually the second boss you're supposed to fight normally in the game. Every enemy in this part of the game hits very hard. So we're gonna refill our health and missiles right here just a little bit. Come on, give me some missiles. That's good. We just need a few. It'd be better with more, but, you know. What do you do? Alright, this is the first of scary rooms. Each of these enemies do like half an E-tank, so we want to freeze them as good as we can. Or get hit by the little bugs. The little bugs don't do a lot of damage. Yeah, we're still gathering resources. Here we just want to be very careful here. If you fall, that is a huge time loss. Right now we're doing really good on health, though, and missiles. That refill basically saved us. We're good. We're good at this point. But this right here is why we detour into Ridley first. Super missiles. Super missiles will speed up the rest of this game greatly. Play this room safe. I'm not sure the exact number of damage that a super missile does, but it's like, if anybody knows, let me know, because I'm pretty sure it's like 3 times the amount of a regular missile, or it's at least 2. But a super missile kills some bosses right away. We'll do a safety save here for Marathon. Ridley is an easy fight, even with 1 E-Tank. But if anything goes wrong, we gotta do the whole game again, so... We'll do a few safety saves here and there. And there's our final unknown item. What could it be? We'll find out later. So yeah, for Ridley, we need full health, and we need full missiles and super missiles. Because we're gonna be as close as we can to dying. Right off the bat, we gotta spam all 4 of them first into his face, and then just shoot missiles like crazy. Just like that. Look, it's not even close. 39 health. Wait, you couldn't be more comfortable with 39 health, could you? Alright. But yeah, that fight is really easy, but as you can see from the health and missile count, it's tight. If you miss one of the super missiles, it gets scary. Internet suggests 5 times missile damage. See, like, that's even bigger than I thought. You don't want to miss one of those. Alright, but now, anyway, we're done with the Ridley section. Easy. Now we head to Kraid. Kraid has... The whole Kraid area is really easy now that we have super missiles. However, there is one trick right at the beginning that is... It's a killer of the run if you don't get it. I'll do a safety save just before it, just in case. But the quicker we get it, the better. If you miss it once, you're... If you miss it once, it is essentially a 30-second time loss every time you miss it. So... Here's hoping to first try. Little hidden block there, gets you out of here. Because yeah, normally you'd be trapped. You wouldn't be able to get out of Ridley if you sequence break, but there's little things like that. That's what lets you sequence break. Like, they put that there specifically for dirty speedrunners. But yeah, now we're going to where we should have gone before Ridley, but there's only 3 bosses in the base game, like the Metroid section. Zero Mission adds a whole second half, which is after Turian, after Mother Brain. It's a nice, nice balanced run. You get 30 minutes of base game, about 20 minutes in the second half. Should I refill on anything? I think I'm good. So right here, you could refill if you need. Pretty low on missiles, but you don't really need a lot at this point. Alright. Now we're at Kraid. So Kraid is the first go moment of the game. I'm gonna save. This is a safety save moment. Wouldn't normally do this, but we're gonna do it here, just in case. This is the prey moment of the run. So here, you don't normally go this way first. It's a sequence break. Typically, you want to go right instead of left to turn on the power for this thing. But instead, we're going to jump right past it with a morph ball jump. Okay, that's what I'm talking about right there. If you miss that jump, you're costing yourself minimum 30 seconds. Because we have to reload this room. It might not even be 30 seconds, honestly. When you're the one running this, it feels like 20 minutes, so. Okay, we got a second try. Second try is not bad. I'm pretty sure that was 10 minutes though to reload that room, right? It felt like 20 minutes. I wasn't looking at the timer, but yeah, that was definitely around 10 minutes. We're gonna refill here just because we're out of missiles and supers. We need those. Yeah, so that jump, I'll explain it a little bit more. The reason I had to reload the room, we need that last block to get that bomb jump. You have just enough space to unmorph and power grip onto that ledge. You only get the one shot at it because you have to reload the room to get that block back. But it's getting that skip saves about, I don't have exact numbers, I'd say about 5 minutes as opposed to going the normal way. So it's a really big save in a 50-minute run, right? Alright, we're coming up to the hardest boss in the game. Kraid. Oh, we got him. Whew. Tough fight. That's why... so that's why we went and grabbed our super missiles first. 4 super missiles makes that fight pretty quick. Poor Kraid didn't even get to do anything. So normally that fight takes a little while. There's a couple phases to it. Super missiles, he doesn't even get a chance to roar. Ah, he was ready. He was there. He was hittable. Anyway, after we kill Kraid very fairly, we got the speed booster. You'd think the speed booster would be utilized in a speed run a little bit more. We only really use it about 3 times in the run, and it's right here. Because we didn't activate the power, the only way out of this room is to speed booster. Normally you would ride that bomb track back, but yeah, those are the 2 moments we needed to do that skip for. And since we didn't turn on the power, speed booster becomes needed. So yeah, those are the 2 bosses. Oh, I love how short this run is. Yeah, so now that we've beaten both bosses, typical to the first Metroid, now we're going to Turian, which is home to the Metroids, as is named of the game. And Metroids are scary. If everything goes right, they won't look like a threat. But they get you quick if you panic. And the big thing in Turian is not to panic. We do need full refill before we go into Turian. Big thing is Metroids, so you have to freeze them, and then once you freeze them, it takes 5 regular missiles to kill them. The big thing first is to use your supers. You can kill a Metroid in one shot with a super. The reason you want to use your supers first is if you get a rare super drop, you'll be crying when you get a super drop and you don't need it. They'll just randomly drop supers or regular missiles, or health. A big thing is not to get hit, because if you get hit, you start to get health drops. And you want to avoid that as much as possible, because we are going to have to farm missiles at the end. Because we aren't getting any more missiles at this point. We got them all. 50 is what we're at. Yeah. Usually get a speed booster there. Boom, with authority. So the big thing is, if you do get captured by a Metroid, don't panic. I've had runs die here just because I panicked. You calmly morph, as the guides have said to me. You calmly morph, you shoot a bomb, you get rid of it. Done. Panicking here is GG. You're done. Whoop! That was close. I was hoping for another super drop there, but... Whoops. Bad hits. But not getting a super drop isn't the end of the run. It's just... nice little time saves. Whoops. Little awkward. Ooh, give me that. Alright, we got another super. Thanks for the good luck, Ran Forward. We're gonna just take care of these guys before we go down to the next level, which is also just covered in Metroids. Alright. Not too bad. But now we are gonna need to farm a lot before we, I'll do a safety save just in case. This room is kind of annoying. Odds are I won't fall here, but you never know. Okay, so we gotta count to 7. Each of those takes 7 shots to break. And then we need to farm, because, as I said before, we are very low on everything. And if you... So when I was learning how to do this game, I was doing this without farming first, before I realized that, and I was like, man, what am I doing wrong? Because that last fight is pretty brutal. Well, it's a lot easier once... Oh, come on. We need supers. We need them. Oh, come on, baby. That's the marathon luck for you. Where are they? There's one. We need our super drops. Come on. Oh, mama. Oh, come on, man. These green ones are holding out. There we go. So, right there, we need our 4 supers to kill Motherbrain quick. Because it falls more quick. Okay, there's 7. Glass takes 20 missiles to break. Oh my goodness, the Ringas are going crazy. Okay, here you calmly position. I'm gonna play a little safe here. So right here, the strat is 4 missiles, and then you switch to a super. And you kill him really quick. Just like that. If you don't, so I'll explain it a little bit after the run. So, ooh, don't fall. We'll have some time to explain what just happened in a minute. Alright. So yeah, the reason we needed to farm a lot right there is as soon as you hit Mother Brain with 5 missiles, Mother Brain closes the eye and does another one of those shots. So the strategy is to shoot Mother Brain with 4 missiles, and then the final one is a super. As soon as you hit it with the super, it'll close its eye and start that whole next phase. Whoops. So if you do that strategy, it only takes 4 cycles. If you don't, yeah, it takes a while. You don't want to miss a super. I've had it before where I've counted to 5 by accident and then shot a super into its closed eye. You're in for a long fight when you do that. And that is GG for Metroid 1 NES. So this remake actually adds a whole second half of the game, which is pretty great. I'm not sure, well, there's no real cutscenes in the first game other than the end, but the game ends there. But now they've added this whole cool second half with a lot of stealth. Space pirates shoot down Samus back to the Earth, or not the Earth, we'll call it the Earth. We get shot back down, and I don't know why she decided to take off her suit. Seemed like bad planning on Samus's part right there. But now we need to get off the planet again. Has she hit him? In Metroid 1, is it Zeebs or is it... Yeah, it's Zeebs in this one. Or SR388. But yeah, at this point, we still only have 3 E-Tanks. And because we don't have our suit now, this is kind of where the game gets terrifying. Everything... every hit at this point of the game will do about half an E-Tank. So there will be a little bit of safety saving. Here's a skip. If I hit it, I did. If you get that, it's like a 1 block you can jump over. If you don't get that, you have to watch as you get the map for the room. Takes about 30 seconds or so. So instead of getting the map, we're just going to skip it. We don't need it. But... there's going to be a lot of close calls here where we have to use Samus's little handgun. You have to wait for it to charge. This guy doesn't care if you shoot him. You need a full charge to be able to stun a Metroid briefly. And it's our only defense. So every time you see a space pirate, you need to be sure you're going to stun it or just run. Like that one right there. This part doesn't really have any RNG to my knowledge. I'm pretty sure every space pirate is the same every time. So as long as you do the same thing here every time, you are safe. But you need to have your escape plans ready to go because, like I said, we're about 6 or so hits away from dying. As long as you play the same every time, you're good, but I still make a lot of mistakes. Here there's a shortcut. We take that. We take those. Whoops. Sorry, this part of the run is scary. I'm gonna... I could have made that. I'm gonna play it a little safe right there. Getting detected when you don't want to be detected is a big time loss. If you get detected there, you're still safe, but you have to wait here for the alarms to stop. Which is very annoying, so we're just gonna slowly do that room. This room, they put enough detectors there. Okay, here's another skip coming up. Whoops. Oh well. He saw us, but that little skip there saves you going through a couple more rooms that are infested with pirates. It's not fun. You always shoot that guy. He doesn't care. But anyways, there's only... If all things go good, I won't need to do a second save, but I like to save right here for now, especially for the run. For this run, because this you can't fail. Whoop! Okay, if you get spotted by those, yeah, it's not good. You... you get chased by a lot of pirates, it's pretty much the end of the run if you get detected. That's why I saved. If you fail that wall jump and get detected, you're pretty much overrun by pirates. But we are going to get detected here. This part of the game is it's just running. You just keep running. Don't make any mistakes or you get hit. I don't like that statue. It's too suggestive. We're not going to look at it too much. Oops. So right here, you walk into the save room and come out again just to stop the alarm. Oh, our power bomb's gone. What the heck? This run, we're not even going to get power bombs. He's taking it, but we really don't care. Alright, so these last couple of rooms, we have to wait. Whoops. Ooh, that's not good. Alright, whatever. So right here, we have to stun as soon as he's at that point. Stun him. Oh! That's not good. Oh, boy! That would have been GG. Okay, no more mistakes. We're gonna have to save before the boss right now. As you can see, all my E-tanks are gone. You're pretty much just done when you get hit. Man. Woo! Alright, just no more mistakes. Whoop! Whoa, man, that was actually close. Those never hit you, but... That's probably the closest I've seen that to hitting me, and, yeah. Well, we got through that without getting detected. Alright, anyway. We're gonna save for sure now. Yeah, you can see how quickly this whole section can turn on you. This save is basically mandatory at this point since we got hit so much. Whoops. Alright. This boss is kind of weird to describe. You gotta shoot 4 glowing orbs into the door before landing, so yeah, that laser was a bit close. I should have just ran. It's safe every time if you just run through the door. I don't think I would have died still, but I would have been one hit at that point. So this boss, as long as you keep moving, it's not really a threat. As soon as you stop moving, it shoots a bunch of, I don't know, like lightning bolts down at you. So you want to, like, constantly be moving at this fight, I believe, but it's really weird. You want to be moving enough so that it becomes shootable. There we go. While also avoiding it, because it's just going to start randomly flying through the air, lazily. But he just starts making them quicker and easier to miss as it goes on. Come on. Oh! Missed it. Not bad. Missed one. But yeah, if I didn't save right there, I would have been dead. One hit takes an E-tank. Whoa, that was weird. I've seen it sometimes where that Samus is supposed to look at the mirror. Sometimes she just doesn't. So anyways, we got our full suit back. You'd think at this point we should be a little safe having our full suit. Very much not so. Whoa, did you see the shot going off? That's cool. Alright, but anyways, we have one more boss, and the game's done. Just having our full suit doesn't mean we're safe. Everything still hits for pretty much half a tank. We're not any safer than we were 1 second ago. That's our last super that we're going to collect. And we need 6 supers for the last boss. Whoops. We shoot a bunch of missiles there to break the block. I'm gonna do a safety strat here. Just kill those guys. Yeah, it seems like that. I've had it do that a few times, but at least it doesn't break the cutscene. So from here on out, we are just gonna be shooting a lot. As I said before, these guys still do half a tank of damage. The big thing is now we can actually deal with them having Ice Beam. Whoa! I was supposed to shoot right there. Yeah, we're still safe. We lost half a tank, but... I'm just gonna try to not get hit on this other room coming up. It's pretty annoying. Killing a pirate doesn't give you health either, so it's really weird at this part. You're just really vulnerable this whole section. Here we do a nice little Shine Spark. And try not to get hit by this guy. There we go. Woo! Look at that dodge. Alright. Pirates can break bomb blocks by shooting them, so we want to use that when we can. There's only really a few parts where that comes into play, but that's one of them. Whoops! Oh, we're getting hit there. Save rooms are the only spot we can really get health. So... Whoops! Oh, man. Ah. Don't want to use too many missiles here either. Whoa! I almost forgot about that. So black pirates are really intimidating. Normal red pirates only take, you know, a couple ice beam shots to beat. Whereas these black ones are... You can't freeze them typically. And they will just... They will eat through your health really quick. They take a lot of shots to beat. Whoops, didn't hit that guy. Oh, they were in a good spot for once. Those guys kind of just walk around randomly. A lot of the time I land right on them, so... That's a nice little save for my health. So yeah, coming up... I'm doing pretty good on time, so I am going to make a safety save. I'm behind on my PB anyway, so one more save is likely going to be done, because I'm probably going to get hit. Whoa! Like that right there. So we're really low on health right now. Whoa, baby! Yeah, we're going to have to refill on our health really quick. Which is unfortunate. We don't like to go slow, but yeah. It's better to go slow than to have to do this entire section again. But yeah, there's a save room right here. We have to kill these pirates before we go into it. I think we are good on health. We could have done it there, but... It's pretty risky. The fight itself is very easy. I'll show you what to do right here in my tutorial guide. So Mecha Ridley takes 6 super missiles to beat. If you miss one of them, the fight does drag on a little bit. But it's still not the end of the run. Yo, Bide, thanks very much for... Whoops, what am I doing? For the raid. Anyways, so Mecha Ridley, like I said, 6 missiles. Whoops. 6 super missiles to beat. If everything goes good, it's a very quick fight. If you miss one, it takes a little bit of extra time. But yeah, the strat is just to jump. The sweet spot is right there. You want to fire all 6 and get them as bullseyes. Whoops! We missed one. We missed one, but oh well. As soon as you hit the 6th one, it is done, but... his claw got in the way of the last one. Missing 1's not the end of the world, but missing 2... Missing 2 is kind of a big deal. But... yeah, now we're on the final section of the game. From here on out, last escape. There's a couple more speed tricks. One's a big one. The last shine spark of the game is a really cool trick. And if I miss it, that'll be very disappointing, so... we're gonna try to hit it. Yeah, that recovery was tight. Feels bad when you miss that, but at least, as long as it doesn't end up hitting you, it's fine. But yeah, from here on out, there's not too much to be concerned about. Like, even getting hit there, it's not the end of the world. Whoops. Here's the last trick of the game. Well, 2 tricks left. This is a big shine spark. If you miss this, it's a decently large time loss, but it's not the end of the... it's not GG, but... it's a nice little ball spark. The only one you get to do of the game, so... there we go, we got it. So you have to keep storing that by crouching. I mean, as soon as you do, you bypass all of these last few rooms. And it's a good minute save, probably. I'm gonna kill this guy for safety. He likes to follow you. And we have to fight 2 black pirates before the end of the game. Oh, we got through! Okay, that's actually really bad. Alright, if you sit right there before they get up... they kind of just get stuck here and do that. I was in an unfortunate spot, apparently. And that's GG. Whew. You can... oh, man. Those black pirates at the end are actually one of the most threatening things of the run. Because they take a lot of shots to beat. You can kite them around at the bottom too, but that becomes even more of a threat if you don't know how to control their positioning. I haven't really practiced the positioning part, so that's a terrifying thought. But yeah, that's Metroid Zero Mission. Any percent. It's a really fun run. If anybody's thinking about getting into a Metroid speedrun, I think it's a great starting point. Because it's a decently short run. There's not a lot of challenging tricks to it. Like, all of the tricks in that aren't terribly difficult. They're just... and there's only a couple of them that you need to be concerned about. From there on, a lot of it is just execution. So it's a super fun run. Yeah, thanks for the GGs. Hope that was a good enough run for y'all. But yeah, the world record for that run, for that category, is 36 minutes by C. Scotty. C. Scotty is a machine at all things Metroid. But yeah, highly recommend giving this run a shot if you want to learn one. We're pretty much right at time, too. I estimated 50 minutes. 47 is what we're at. So yeah, thanks for having me on. We got another really good run after this. Really professional run by Tristan Lander and myself. So stick around for that. We're going to be doing an OOT randomizer. co-op style. Yeah, at this point, there's not really a lot for me to show off in this game at this point. I've pretty much showed you all the tricks I can do. From here on out, the last thing for a good speedrun is just to know what our time was, our in-game time. So you can all take your guesses at what that would be. Think it's a sub 40 minute? I do. I think it's sub 40. I still can't believe those black pirates got away. That was a... As soon as they get up that fence when you're not expecting it, that's a terrifying, terrifying moment. How much clothing was she wearing? I mean, she's wearing all of it. How dare you? What are you? What are you thinking? Wearing all of it. 32. I'm gonna guess 33.16. Oh, 34.01. That's a good minute off. Yeah, we get our 27% right there. Like I said, when I started learning this initially, I wasn't even going for high jump. High jump is kind of a nice to have for this run, but it's a really nice to have. It can save you a little bit of time if you bypass it even. Bad bird drawing at the end. Yeah, come on. Who even drew that? It's awful. But yeah, anyway, that's it for me. Thanks a lot for having me. It was a blast. It was a blast learning this really quick, trying to perfect it for this, so thank you very much. And, yeah, stick around for some Ocarina of Time.